It's my hope that people remember the Great British Swim as an example or experiment in both mental and physical fortitude. This kind of lost art of grit and determination that we used to have in the golden era of exploration. Hard work is so often the answer. The question is so often irrelevant. What's up, guys? I don't know how I feel. I'm kind of a little bit speechless. Honestly, it's only just dawned on me this week that the Great British Swim is kind of coming to an end. In theory, fingers crossed, touch wood, if everything goes to plan. Genuinely, this is the first time that I thought, wow, everything that I've been doing that has been life for the last 5 months is gonna change. And little things have started to happen as well. I got an email the other day telling me I need to renew my car tax, and I was like, oh yeah, I have a car. I've forgotten how to drive. I'm gonna have to learn to drive again. Seriously, it really did dawn on me this week how feral I've actually become. I don't even know I think it's Thursday morning. Breakfast, 2 pizzas. And just how I need to do a little bit of homework just to integrate back into society. A little bit later as well, a good friend of mine, Charlie, who's an ocean rowing legend. So he's coming on the boat, and hopefully he can talk about some of his experiences and how he will go on these huge adventures, but then equally be accepted back into society. But as much as I've got to prep for life on land mentally and do my homework and do my foot rehab, we've also got to finish the Great British Swim, which is honestly easier said than done at the moment. I think when you look on the map, it looks like we've got such a small amount to go, but the reality is British winter's upon us, Arctic storms are coming in, and the Thames estuary water, it's kind of like if you imagine an Arctic storm of Scotland fused with the water quality of the Humber, throw in big ships going across, that is the Thames estuary. Basically, we are so close to completing the first swim around Great Britain, which will be amazing, but we're probably gonna have to fight for the finish. So on that note, let me hand over to Matt, who's gonna give us an up-to-date report.
Yeah, a lot of night swims at the moment. It's quite dangerous. Much darker, much colder, and the weather windows are just that much smaller, so not looking like a particularly nice week ahead. All these lines here are basically isobars, and the tighter the isobars are, the more wind there is, so there's obviously a nasty looking system developing there, which is going to give us quite a lot of wind. Oh, that looks horrific. Yeah, getting to the crunch time really now. Just going to squeeze him in before these really nasty systems just come in again and again and again. It's just going to be horrendous for days. So okay, we'll find a way.
One thing I'm probably not going to miss is the night swims.
Guys, it's that time of the week again where we do the Great British Swim Q&A. However, this week is a little bit different, and that's because I'm going to be attempting to answer as many questions as I can in 5 minutes. First question, Adrian Lund, what's with the jellyfish? Have you just got used to them? Join them? Are they now your mates? You're not jellyfish wins like forever. Keep going, not long enough now. Adrian, good question. What I found is I could plot on a map where all the jellyfish are, from basically Irish Sea, Mull of Kintyre, all the way around top Cape Wrath, and then all the way around to John O'Groats, lots of jellyfish. From Moray Firth down, not so much, and then when we were in Aberdeen and certainly Fraserburgh, Petershead, that part there, apparently, speaking to the local fishermen, it's too cold for the jellyfish. So all along this east coast, no jellyfish. So it's been cold, but that's kind of worked in my favour. John, can you do it again? I'm going to miss these videos. That has been suggested, that when I go into Margate, bang, tumble turn off the pier, second lap. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that because I did tell my girlfriend that this would only take 2 months and it's taken 5 months. So I don't think she'll like if I go for a second lap. Tom Gray, Ross, just wondering, does your team ever get in the water with you? Tom, they have done in the past. I'm just looking at the time. They have done in the past, but I've not had company since the Irish Sea. No one's swum with me since Toby Mooring, actually. So it's been a lonely affair since then. Donkey 3 Smash. Hey Ross, have you been eating vegetarian for most of the swim? If so, why? Also, do you put in waterproof headphones when you swim? I've not been eating vegetarian, but I have realised the power of plant-based foods. I always say I'm kind of this nutritional tourist, so I dip in and out of whether it's looking at fats and the power of fats and what ketogenic diets sort of preach to vegan-based diets. But no, I've just been basically eating anything and everything. And earplugs, I don't wear headphones. They're basically earplugs. They're like silly putty. I put them in my ear so my ears don't get blocked. Is this a first swim someone has ever swum around Britain? Jack Moore. Yes. A friend of mine, Sean Conway, managed to swim from Land's End to John O'Groats. So he did the one side of Britain, but this is the first swim all the way around Great Britain. What's the first thing you're going to do when you get home? Tom Donald. Barbecue ribs. Can you please swim around the world? I don't know what I'm going to do after my weekly Great British Swim Chill Out. I don't know how far. I'm going to have to Google. That's Jen. I don't know. Oh, the time's gone. I don't know how far the world is. I don't know how my girlfriend will feel about that either. So, having said that though, I am quite sort of swim fit, and I don't actually do very well on land. So if I'm going to do another project, I'm not saying I'm going to swim around the world, but I'm saying maybe there'll be another project. I don't know. Where are we? What's the deepest water you've ever swum in? Cars and stuff. Probably northwest Scotland, 200 metres, kind of between the Outer Hebrides and Cape Wrath. It was pretty deep around there. That's where we saw the Minky Whale as well. Hey Ross, how do you think you'll feel when you get back on land? Do you think you'll feel like, land sick, basically, Wyoming biking, this is a real thing. So people have been talking about being land sick, and when you basically get on land, you're kind of still wobbling like you're on the boat. So I'm a little bit worried about that. That's why I'm trying to do my feet prep at the moment that Jeff's given me. But in terms of your proprioception, so your body's still thinking it's at sea, apparently that's not something you can get used to. 1 minute 30 seconds. When will you make it back to Margate? Ollie Malkin. 4th of November, Sunday, the 4th of November, 7 a.m. I swim in with 300 swimmers, the final mile, and hopefully I should be on the beach. Fingers crossed, touch wood, 8 a.m., 9 a.m., something around there. But Sunday, 4th of November. Dean Jones, if you don't get knighted, there's something wrong with the UK. Can the public nominate someone, or is it up to the royal family? I don't know. I don't know how it works. I don't know if I should be knighted. I've eaten a lot and just floated a very long way. I think there's probably people more deserving of knighthood than me. Steve, hey, nice work, Russ. Out of curiosity, have you run into problems with swimmers here? No, not yet. And that's just 5 seconds. No, because I've basically been jamming in my earplugs. 30 seconds left. Will you write a book? Yes, I have started jotting down kind of things, but it's also like a travel diary. So if the travel diary starts to make sense, I might turn it into a book, but I don't know at the moment. When's the next challenge? I don't know, but as I said, I'm pretty swimming fit at the moment, so maybe I'll do something else. 10 seconds left. What am I going to do on Thursdays? Nowadays, I'm going to be weird. Hakai, I don't know what you can do with your Thursdays. Maybe you can come and watch me swim in Cheshire. You can go swimming at 9 or 10. I don't mind. Oh, no! That must have been like 18 questions? Guys, that was the last Q&A. I'm exhausted. That was harder than swimming. I'm gonna miss these Q&As, but having said that, maybe next week we can do a Q&A live in person on the beach. But for now, I need to recover from the Q&A. New Great British Swim Q&A record. Guys, It is freezing, I'm not even gonna lie. I had a good day today. Charlie, my friend, he's an ocean rowing beast. And so he held the solo Atlantic rowing record, sailed all around the world. He's just an absolute legend. And I kind of sought after him for a little bit of advice. So this is Charlie. Just on how he copes with these amazing adventures that he goes on. And then he's got to integrate back into society.
The most noticeable thing is your tiredness. You feel that you've got your energy, and you're around town, you're back on land, but you never got the energy that you had before you started your expedition. You'd be talking to friends, you think, oh, I'm just going to I just need 20 minutes sleep. Or you might be on the tube or getting on a train somewhere, and you just think, and you nod off. So when you come ashore after a big long expedition, months at sea like you're doing, or swimming, everything is very, very quick on land. So be careful when you're crossing the road, because things go faster than 4 miles an hour on land. Right. So the whole world's racing around you, and you're just thinking, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Weirdly, I quite like being feral, so I like just to think about food, sleep, swim. That's it. Yeah. And I like that. I mean, a lot of people talk about post-adventure blues, and they just kind of like are on such a high.
After each row, I learn something from it, and I want to implement it in my next row.
So you think having another project lined up, like in this final week, maybe start thinking about another swimming project?
Well, I mean, it's what you do, isn't it? If I know that what I'm doing is making a change or is affecting people in a positive way, it gives you the fuel to do something, to want to do something more.
It's really going to take some adjusting, and it helped speaking to Charlie to know that everything that I'm feeling he's felt before as well. I really haven't had much of a period to reflect. I haven't had the luxuries. I did a media interview the other day, and they said, what do you hope the legacy of the Great British Swim is? It's my hope that people remember the Great British Swim as an example or experiment in both mental and physical fortitude. This kind of lost art of grit and determination that we used to have in the golden era of exploration. Captain Webb was the first person to swim across the English Channel. But before he did, so many people at the time said it was suicide. They said the waters of the English Channel are far too treacherous, they're too cold. Yet he did it. It wasn't about the swim. At the time, Captain Webb was celebrated because he redefined the impossible. One of the biggest things that I hope people remember is that hard work is so often the answer. The question is so often irrelevant. There are various things that you can do that could make the Great British Swim easier, faster, more efficient. But the one thing that's unavoidable is you have to put your face in the water. It's cold. There will be jellyfish, and the Great British Swim I found is just so honest. If you don't turn up and put on your cold wetsuit and get in, you simply won't make it round. The Great British Swim has been amazing, but it's actually taught me so much. It's also brought up a lot of questions and theories that I would probably really like to explore on another few adventures. I need to finish this one first. I need to get to Margate, November the 4th, 9 AM, and I need to step foot on the beach. But after swimming all the way around Great Britain and looking at the finish line, I'm not bored yet. So guys, that's it for this week. As always, don't forget you can follow my progress on the Red Bull tracker, which is redbull.co.uk/the Great British Swim. Until next week, I need to get some sleep.